Hello, it's Dr. Devin Miles. Today I want to talk to you about an herb that is great for venous insufficiency and varicose veins. With varicose veins, you can have a lot of pain at the site of where the vein has bulged out. With venous insufficiency, you can have a lot of pain throughout your whole legs. There can be some swelling behind the back of your knees. It is a situation where poor circulation is happening, and so one of the best things to do, in addition to some of the things that I'll talk about here, is exercise, because that helps to keep the circulation flowing in the midst of something like venous insufficiency. One herb that can really be helpful for that is witch hazel. And we've learned about witch hazel mainly through the fact that it's in a lot of facial toners. And the reason for that is witch hazel has a very astringent quality. So it tones things much better. And that is also what happens with your veins when you use witch hazel. So it's an astringent, it's cooling, it's drying, it's anti-inflammatory, and one of the big components of witch hazel is the tannins, and that is the part that helps to create that astringent property. It's indicated for venous congestion, varicose veins, hemorrhoids, which is a form of venous congestion, and venous laxity. So we're getting into the tone of the veins is not there as it should be. It can also help with weeping eczema, as well as ulcers in the gums and the legs. And the tannins, when you put it on an ulcer, it helps to precipitate proteins on the wounds and helps to form a protective coating. So it strengthens the veins. It's also great for diarrhea as well. And it helps to reduce that sense of weight and engorgement that can happen when your veins are not toned as properly. But there is some caution with irritation of the stomach in sensitive persons. So sometimes that can happen, sometimes it won't. I've used this on people with sensitive digestion, and haven't seen problems arise. So just keep that in mind. It could happen, may not happen. 2 to 4 dropperfuls 3 times a day can get you started. So what is a dropperful, right? So this is what a tincture bottle looks like. You squeeze, let go. Well, that's a little bit less than a dropperful, but yeah, that's more like a dropperful. And then you squeeze it into your mouth, and that would be considered 1 dropperful, which is equal to about 1 milliliter, also equal to about 30 drops. So in addition to using something like witch hazel, for venous insufficiency, I would do a lot more than that. There are other herbs that can be indicated for venous insufficiency and varicose veins that I would probably combine with witch hazel. In addition, I would be working on your digestion. I have noticed that venous insufficiency, pain, and digestive issues can go together. And so even though I say I work on digestion, that doesn't mean that the issues are only going to be in your digestive system. Your digestive system has reach throughout your whole body. And so for some people, instead of it always just manifesting right in your stomach, it might manifest in other places like your legs. And so it can contribute to the laxity of your veins and the pain and the inflammation that goes to your veins. So that could start off as me helping with healing the digestive tract, improving the liver function, decreasing the inflammation that you're getting from food allergies. I have seen all of this be very important in addition to using herbs and supplements and exercise, which all of these things go together to help heal the body and bring you back to a place of where you're not in pain all the time. The other thing that can happen is if you don't do this part and you find yourself in pain all the time, you might be chalking down a bunch of Advil, and or some other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. The issue with that is it can be very detrimental for the digestive system over time. So you probably had somewhat of a impairment already, and then you're putting more of an impairment on the digestive system when you're using too much NSAIDs over time. It's also not the best for the kidneys either. So keep that in mind. If any type of kidney disease runs in your family, be very careful with the NSAIDs. There's definitely a lot of other ways to get you out of pain besides just non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So that's another reason why healing the digestive system can be very important over time, because if you have done that part and you've made the digestive system even worse, then you're how quickly you start to have pain and how sensitive you become to different foods, it just makes the issue worse over time, and you may need more and more Advil or more of another NSAID over time. So it's also about taking you off of that, getting you on a better regimen to keep you out of pain, keep you out of inflammation, and tone the vessels. So if you're interested in working with me for venous insufficiency or varicose veins, this is something I've had some good experience with and seen some great results with. So give me a call.